Coming up on today's show, we're going to discuss Greg Hardy and all his second chances with MMA, and we're going to discuss Maury Langshaw's reasons why you should stay with your husband and or boyfriend after he cheats.
Welcome to the Routes in Relationship Podcast, where we are the sports podcast giving practical relationship advice. We talk sports and help couples reach their ultimate relationship goals. And now your hosts, who are both fired from good government jobs.
Fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Both divorced.
We gonna celebrate what? My divorce. How about that?
And both with 3 kids. Mori Langshaw Sr.
What do you know about love? What do you possibly think you know about love?
And Mia Mignon.
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes.
Hello and welcome to the Routes in Relationships podcast, where I am your favorite girl, Mia Mignon, and I'm sitting next to the handsome
Mori Langshaw. She's trying to make me blush. It's not going to work. Damn it. Not going to work.
whatever.
What's going on today, Mia?
It's Thursday, and it's NBA draft day, and when this show comes out, the draft would have already happened, and we're going to discuss what we think is going to happen in tonight's draft.
Okay. And on the second half?
And on the second half of the show, we're going to talk about keeping house. And for those who don't know what keeping house means, it's women doing traditional roles, quote-unquote traditional roles in relationships, and whether or not men want those traditional roles done in this day and age.
Okay. All right. Where people can find the episodes and reach out to us. And
They can find us on all of their podcast networks, outlets, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Anchor.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio, and you can find us on Facebook at Routes and Relationships. You can find us on Instagram at Routes and Relationships, and you can find us on Twitter at Routes_ships. And you can support our podcast at patreon.com/Routes and Relationships.
Yeah, go there, support the show, guys. Consider supporting the show, guys.
Yes, please support the
And
show.
gals.
And girls, yes.
All right, first half of the show is brought to you by GreatTravelLife.com. GreatTravelLife.com is your travel site for providing one-stop shop for all your travel needs that you need to hunt for your next luxury vacation for non-luxury prices at GreatTravelLife.com. If you feel comfortable finding your own low-cost flights, booking your own discounted hotel suites, booking your own cruises anywhere in the world, rental car discounts, and even discounts through Amazon, then head over to GreatTravelLife.com and start hunting for your next luxury vacation.
Luxury vacation.
For non-luxury prices. That's low prices, guys, but you don't sacrifice the quality.
Quality. Ooh,
So go to GreatTravelLife.com today. All right, here we go. NBA Draft Lottery 2018.
Oh boy.
Where do we start?
Do you want to talk about the top 5 players? You want to talk about the teams first? Which one to do?
Gee, that's top 5 players.
Top 5 players. My top 5
I
players.
got 15 players.
Well, I'll say you. My top 5 players from 5 to 1 is Mo Bamba.
Oh, from 5 to 1. Okay.
From 5 to 1. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Mo Bamba.
Mohammed.
Yes.
Yes. Gotta love that name. Anybody know Mo Bamba? He's gonna be a stud.
He better be a stud. Then I have Michael Porter Jr. with all of his injuries. And I have Luka Doncic at number 3, Marvin Bagley at number 2, and just like everyone else, I have DeAndre Ayton.
What's his name? Deontay or DeAndre?
DeAndre.
DeAndre.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton.
Ayton.
I think he seems to be the consensus number 1.
Yes.
God, you know what? I always do this. And I gotta be the one to throw cold water on people's faces. DeAndre Ayton reminds me of a more athletic Grego.
Yeah. But does that mean that he's Are you saying that he won't last like Greg?
I don't know. I watch him play. It's like Greg Oden-ish. In today's game, it's a 3-point line, and he shoots the 3-pointer, once or twice a game, and then you want to compare it to Joel Embiid. Can you go wrong with that pick? Would anybody argue? Would you argue that as a number 1 overall pick?
No, I wouldn't, unless you want him to play defense.
Ooh, you might want to look at that.
Yeah, unless you want him to play defense. You know what I found out about him?
What you find out about him?
That how many years did he play in Arizona? That I did not find out. He played 1. Okay.
All these dudes, I bet you, every one of these dudes you're about to say are freshmen.
That I found out that
he
just started lifting weights when he got to Arizona, and then a year ago. So yeah, he probably is a freshman. So maybe
he is a freshman.
That's probably why you kind of feel the way you feel about him, because you don't want him to end up looking like KD, right?
Well, I don't want anybody to look like KD. But the thing is, can you really knock KD? Because he's the best player in the league this year. Ooh.
Oh, they're going to talk about you. They are going to talk about you.
All right, so we're doing top. So we both agree that he's going to go number 1, just like everybody else in the whole world.
Yes, I think the Suns are going to take him at number 1. Yes.
All right, and then number 2.
Number 2, the league people.
No, I'm asking the sports freak. I don't want to talk about the league.
Oh, the league people?
No, I don't want to talk about the league people. They're irrelevant. You're the sports freak.
I am the sports
freak.
You're right.
Yeah. So who's going number 2 and why?
If you would let me finish.
Yeah, you talking about the league people.
Because you didn't let me finish. The league people.
Here we go.
And myself.
Here we go. So you just co-signing.
No, I'm not co-signing.
Sounds like it's about to be a co-sign to me.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
The
number
Kings,
2.
yes, who Sacramento has, should take Marvin Bagley. They should take him. I think they should take him. I'm going to say that again. But I want to know why they actually traveled to Spain to go see Luka when they need a Marvin Bagley. But is it because Luka may be the best player in the draft to them? They actually got on the plane and checked him out.
You know how they feel about these international white boys.
These Euro dudes, that he's the best player in Euro right now. He might be the best Euro player ever.
I'm about to look this up.
That's what they claim, that he's actually, I guess because of his age, but he's 18, and I'm talking about Luka, not Marvin Bagley. He's 18, and he averages 20 points per game, and he can just do so much according to the Kings. So, I don't know. But, back to the Kings, Marvin Bagley.
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic. No, it gotta be Doncic or Doncic or Doncic. It's CIC. So it has to be. But this dude, it's funny because he's listed here in the NBA draft scouting reports at 6'8", but his home in Slovenia lists him at 6'6". And to me, that's a big difference.
Okay.
That's a big difference. And the way he plays the game, I'm sure you've watched him, at least some highlights of him. And to me, cold water again, somebody is going to be disappointed.
Who do you think, what's the name, the Kings, Sacramento should take?
Marvin Bagley, like you said. I agree with you on that. Marvin Bagley is by far, I don't want to disrespect Luka or Luka Doncic, but Marvin Bagley is a much better pick for the Kings.
Yes.
At 2.
Yes, he's left-handed. So left-handed players are supposed to be special, right?
I agree with you. Left-handed. I love the way left-handed players play basketball. They just look sweeter. They look more fluent to me. So I agree with that.
Okay. So
that's why Marvin Bagley at number 2 makes more sense than Luka at number 2.
Yes, I would agree.
I'm not even that high on this dude, man.
Which dude?
Luka.
Well, we aren't. I haven't gotten to where I think he's going to go yet. So,
right,
we want to move on to the Hawks, who has 4 picks.
The number 4 pick. Right? Because they
have 4 picks.
They have the number 4 pick.
The number 4 pick.
Okay, you confused me. I'm like, damn, they're about to be a super team right on the bat.
Yes, they have. No, they have the number 3 pick.
Then
The Suns are 1, the Kings are 2, the Hawks are 3.
3, yes. And the Hawks are going to pick.
They're talking about taking what's his name, Jaren Jackson. But they also want to trade out of it because they want to trade bad attitude Dennis Schroeder.
He got a bad attitude?
That's what they saying. Maybe they just saying it because they're trying to get rid of his $46 million that they have
Maybe
on
that's
it.
what
Yeah,
it is.
so they want to say that he has a bad attitude and they need to get rid of
That's
him.
messed up. Create a narrative around the dude just because you don't want to pay him $46 million.
Well, it's not surprising. All of them do it. NBA, NFL, NHL, everybody does it to try to save themselves some dollars.
So who do you say they're going to pick?
They're talking about, well, they were talking about Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson Jr. Have you seen this dude play? He shoots just like his dad. If you pull up old clips of Jaren Jackson Sr. from the Spurs and watch him shoot, this dude shoots just like his dad. Which is not really all that good shot, but I'm just saying, just from a mechanic standpoint, just like his dad. It's funny to watch, actually.
Well,
Jaren Jackson, he a big dude, right? Like center type material, 6'11", 236,
yeah.
But he ain't play much.
Well, that's what they say, unless if you go with the most recent NBA projections before tonight's draft is now your boy, your favorite boy, Luka. Everybody's gonna take Luka.
Yeah, I read that this morning that Atlanta Hawks are now looking at they're in deep discussions about Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Yeah. So
At
that's
best,
the new.
see, you know what? At best, and you know what I did? I compared who their ceiling would be.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do it as far as positions, and then I did it as players.
Right.
Luka Doncic, at best, his ceiling may be the 12th guy on an All-Star team. He may make an All-Star team. May make an All-Star team.
Hey, I want to go back. I did write that correctly.
With
Atlanta does have 4 picks. They have.
in the total draft.
Yes, they
Okay.
have the number 3 pick, the number 19th pick, the 30th pick, and they have the 34th pick.
Oh.
So they might be super studs.
Yeah, one thing about the NBA draft, though, is completely, it's almost opposite of the NBA draft, where somebody drafting in the 3rd round of NBA, and for the NBA, they probably won't make the team. It's a high probability that it won't make the team. Where the 3rd round in the NFL draft, that's a starter.
Yes.
So to say that if you have 4 picks and they're not in the 1st or 2nd round, I don't care.
Well, Atlanta does need like a whole slew of help, so they may make the team. I don't know.
Yeah, it's only 12 people, 15 people. I can't
Yeah.
see a third round pick, which is 64th best player considered. I can't see it. We got to look that up too. If you haven't already, I want to look that up. What 3rd round picks in the NBA have become All Stars and Hall of Famers?
Okay, so while I do that,
No, we don't have to do it now.
oh, the Hawks. Who did you say? You agree that they're gonna?
I think they're going to pick Luka Doncic because they're going to succumb to the media hype of this white boy.
Okay. All right, and moving on to the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's number 4.
And that's number 4, and
Mhm.
I think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to take Luka Doncic.
I think the Memphis Grizzlies will take Jaren Jackson.
However, reports are coming out today that Memphis is interested in shopping that pick, and the Mavericks are interested in taking them up on that offer. And along with that 4th pick, they're also trying to get rid of Parsons.
I was about to say,
Chandler Parsons, and because he has such like $45 million left on his $2 million contract, so they're trying to get rid of him too.
I'm saying, if my sons don't play basketball or baseball, I'm going to be an upset dad.
Yeah, well,
I hope they're listening right now.
One of them you're going to be upset about because he has no plan B outside of football. So that's what you're going to be upset about.
Chandler Parsons is making $45 million.
$45 million, in which they're trying to get rid of. So they're shopping that pick, Chandler Parsons.
But why would Dallas move up 1 spot though? Because don't they have the number 5 pick?
They have the number 5. Lord help them.
Yeah. Why would they trade up 1 spot in the NBA draft?
I don't know.
That makes 0 sense.
I don't know.
Because because they just know that well, go to number 5. Who are the Mavericks going to pick?
Michael Porter. So I guess they're hoping that Michael Porter is there in number 5, and if they move up to number 4, maybe they can get him.
See, I hope that's completely wrong. I hope, for the sake of the Dallas Mavericks, they can't trade up one spot because they must think the Memphis Grizzlies are a surefire shot to take Michael Porter, which is the guy you want.
Yes.
And I seriously doubt that. I don't. Outside of the number 1 pick, any of these guys can go 1 through 10.
True.
Any of them.
True.
So I'm not sure why would Dallas do that. And if they do, I would look at Cuban and just slowly shake my head like I'm doing on YouTube right now. All for the trade up one spot.
I don't know. You got some people saying that they should take Michael Porter. You have some people that's leery about his injuries, and they should take Jaren Jackson if he's available. So I don't know.
I got Dallas taking your boy with my favorite name,
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba.
Yeah, it would be nice. He can stay in
Mo
Texas.
Bamba.
He doesn't have to move but so far, and they
Plus
need
the dude has what, an 8 foot, 7, 9, 10, 11 wingspan. Man, this dude will become the next Dikembe Mutombo. Imagine Dikembe Mutombo with offensive game.
He's going to be better than your favorite Slovenian guy, your Euro guy.
Who?
Luka.
Man, I'm not talking about that Luka. The dude is slow. He shoots awkward. I'm like, he's playing against B-League international players. International players. His game is not going to translate well to the NBA at all. He's going to be, at best, he's going to be J.J. Redick. At best. Because the dude can shoot.
Ooh.
He can't create his own shot. He's too slow. He's not even fast as J.J. Redick.
So you said
Man, please.
the Mavericks are going to take Mo Bamba.
Mavericks going to take Mo Bamba.
I don't care who they take. Just take somebody that's going to help Dennis Smith Jr. out ASAP, please. Thank you very much. And Lord, somebody.
Yeah, Mo Bamba, 7'1", 8 foot wingspan. He's going to be a menace on the defensive end. And plus, he's developing an offensive game. He has a better offensive game than Mutombo did right now, and he's bad.
They need it. One thing about the Mavericks is piss poor as their record is, or was. They are competitive. They compete to lose with pride. So, if you throw him in the mix, that competitiveness that they have going on can probably result into some wins other than against the Wizards, and I can be happy more often than I'm not when it comes to the Mavericks. So, I don't care who they take. Take somebody that can score, take somebody that can rebound, just take somebody that you can throw in here right now.
All right, well, you did the top 5 picks.
I
Is that
did
what
the
you
top
did?
5, yeah.
So you focused on the teams and what their needs are and what they're going to go at.
Yeah, top 5
I looked
picks,
at
top 5 players.
all the decent players. Probably the top 10, 15 players come out of college and international. And can I just run through them real quick?
Sure.
Just to say what I think about these players and who to look out for, because I want to look like a genius when it comes down to it. So we have record on this podcast.
Yes, let's see.
Because so far we've talked about DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, Luka Doncic, Jaren Jackson, and Mohamed Bamba.
Yeah.
And your boy Michael Porter, I'm worse on him than Luka Doncic because I'm not sure what freshman in college comes off major back surgery, what he's done, and he's already canceling workouts for the summer due to health concerns.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not a good look. As talented as this dude is on the basketball court, he looks like he's going to have a uphill battle. And if you're looking at Joel Embiid, it's inspiration. Good luck. Michael Porter Jr. having backs, man. Whew, some team was taking a big risk with that dude.
Well, your players, your additional 5, other than the top 5 we already discussed, are?
Well, the big names, the Trey Youngs of the world. My favorite player. Let's do that. I'm gonna name some players. Right?
Right.
And you tell me, based on how you have them to play, which one would be my favorite player.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint too, because I like the way Russell Westbrook plays. I like the way KD can score. I like the way Steph Curry can shoot.
Right.
I like the way LeBron is a high IQ basketball player. And I like all that stuff, right? So you got those visuals. So I do like Wendell Carter, Trey Young, Colin Sexton, Michael. No, what's his name? What's the dude's name?
Bridges.
No, McCall Bridges. Kevin Knox. I looked at Lonnie Walker, who I think may be good at the Wizards, but I won't go there. Robert Williams, Miles Bridges, Zaire Smith, who I think, the Wizards is a guy, someone the Wizards would take. Well, I wouldn't be totally mad at, but that makes sense for a Wizards pick because he's going to be second tier, obscure, but glossing over that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I just like saying his name, Gilgeous-Alexander. What's all these hyphenated names?
They're special people.
Man.
I used to have a hyphenated name.
Huge upside for him. So, of the guys you may know, Wendell Carter Jr. This is my list of people. Wendell Carter Jr. Look out for in the league. Trey Young, everybody knows. Colin Sexton, McCall Bridges, Kevin Knox, Lonnie Walker, Robert Williams, Miles Bridges, Zaire Smith, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of your favorite team, out of college, out of Kentucky. Based on what you know about those guys, who do you think my favorite player is out of those guys?
Trey Young.
Nope. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Even though Trey Young, looking at the draft board and where teams are slotted, he could be drafted by Cleveland.
Trey Young?
Trey Young.
Yeah. Would that
Trey
make
Young.
the State?
I'm not sure because Trey Young, to me, he could develop into a Steph Curry. Watching him play in college, his ranges is dumb. His handles are really, really decent, and that's one thing you can always improve on. His problem is he thinks he's so good that he could, his shot selection and his turnover rate, like the dude is just out of control.
Well, like
for
Steph Curry.
a lot of times, but yeah, I guess
like
yeah, you're
Steph
right.
Curry.
Yeah, so they draft Trey Young, who I think is a Steph Curry type player. LeBron staying there, that could be interesting.
Yeah,
That could be interesting.
He may stay. I don't know.
But my favorite player in the draft. My favorite player.
Bridges.
Drum roll, please. Colin Sexton.
No, I'm not gonna let you do that.
Colin Sexton.
No, I'm not gonna let you do
I like
that.
that kid.
I remember saying because of him, and this when we did the brackets, and you were like, him, oh, he's a freshman, you can't count on him, boo, 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 all this other stuff, and I told you about him, and I gave you the rundown on him, and you beat me up for it, and now this is your favorite player.
This is the NCAA bracket?
Yes.
We gotta go back and listen to that podcast.
Yes.
Because I think I've always liked Colin Sexton, but I'm not sure what the context of me saying that was, so I'm not going to defend your assessment.
He wasn't crunch time, and you putting everything you have on him when it comes to Alabama, because I told you Alabama was my sleeper. And you were like, you banged it on him. I mean, he's decent, he's good, but then you gave me all these reasons why. Now all of a sudden, this your favorite player?
He is my favorite player, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I beat him up like that.
I wanted to say that, but I said nope. The way you told me I couldn't depend on him and count on him for anything, and when it comes to big time players in a big time game and all this, he wasn't going to step up, so I didn't choose him.
I'm telling you, if he gets stronger, which he will,
of course,
he plays, his attitude and his aggressiveness is like Russell Westbrook. His creativeness is like Kyrie Irving. From a basketball player, maybe he's not clutch, and that's the reason I said that. Maybe he's not. Okay, I'm not talking about whether he can hit the big shot at the big moments. Like, if that's the case, then you can look at, what's the guy's name from Michigan State, the light-skinned dude, not Jaren Jackson. What's the light-skinned dude's name? Miles Bridges. He hit some big shots.
Okay.
He's not talking about being drafted in your top 5 or even your top 10 if you have it. But
he's in the top 10.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But he's hit some big shots. But he's totally not one of my favorite players in a top 10 player in this draft. Maybe 11. But Colin Sexton, watch out for this dude when he gets strong. I like that dude.
Oh boy, oh boy,
I like that dude.
That is so funny. Okay, all right. What else you got? I'm
and
just
he's
a little
gonna be
right now.
I'm saying he's gonna go to New York. Because in a big time market like that, he's gonna be a stud.
Oh gosh.
Now I gotta go back and listen to the NCAA podcast.
So, okay, that's your favorite player. Let's talk about your Wizards. Who do you want the Wizards to take?
At 15, my
At
goodness.
15. Let me give you two notable 15 players. Well, who do you think they are?
At 15, you're talking about 15, not just players that I like to have on the Wizards.
Right, at 15, they're playing now. I'm giving you a hint, they're playing now. One of them is a local, and people like him. And the other is a freak.
Juan Dixon?
Kelly Oubre is a notable a notable number 15 pick in the draft who produces.
Okay.
And
I like Kelly Oubre.
Right, I said the locals like him.
Yeah.
And the other one is Giannis. Anthony Kupo.
The Greek freak?
Yes.
He's picked 15?
Yes.
Yeah, he's become a stud.
Yeah, so the Wizards may pick somebody that may turn into Anthony Kupo.
So you asked me who that 15th pick could be? Who that person could be?
Who could that person be that you think that the Wizards will take that could possibly produce?
Two people in mind, actually.
Mm-hmm.
One, I mentioned his name before. I'm not sure if I mentioned this guy, Zaire Smith out of Texas Tech.
You did.
I did mention Zaire Smith.
Yeah.
6'4", 200. This dude, his build, his motor's like Russell Westbrook. His motor is. Like, his energy in the game is like Russell Westbrook. So I can see the Wizards taking Zaire Smith, or the guy's name that I like to say his name, Gilgeous Alexander. Sha Gilgeous Alexander from your squad, Kentucky.
All right.
But he has, and this would be a prototypical Wizards pick because he's so raw, but his upside is so huge. You know why people have huge, astronomical upsides? Because they're not good right now. That's why I say, he is so huge. That means he's not good right now.
Okay.
But that would be a prototypical Wizards pick.
And
Somebody says
Bridges?
huge upside. Now, I don't think he'll be there at 15.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, I think
He could be.
I think that's who the Wizards gonna take.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be there at 15. He may go like 11 or 12. That's all I'm saying. It's not like he's gonna go 2 or 3 and he won't be there. I'm saying I think he's good enough to go top 10, 11, 12 at the worst. And I don't think he's gonna be there at 15 for the Wizards.
Well, that's if the Wizards actually pick, because they're talking about trading away again. They're talking about getting rid of that pick.
To do what though? Like, once you trade out of the top 10 in the NBA, like who's there that's worth to go down to get?
I don't know. Maybe because they got those 3 Supermax contracts, they can't afford any help. So I don't know.
Wizards are in trouble.
Oh, Wizards.
One thing that at least Gortat comes off the books at $13 million a year.
He does.
Yeah, I doubt if he gets re-signed. There's a 99% chance he won't be re-signed, but we have Ernie Grunfeld as the GM for the past 15 years, who's made dumbass decisions after dumbass decisions.
Well, he has to choose who does he want, Gortat or John Wall, because they don't like each other, and they can't coexist for another year.
You think John Wall is under contract till 2060?
Right. So yeah, Gortat is
the casualty.
Yes.
But even from a talent, I'm just talking about talent. Even from a talent perspective, Gortat gotta go.
Okay. Bye, Gortat.
All right, that's all I got.
That's all I have too. So we'll see. We're gonna play this back. Well, it's gonna play on Friday, and we'll see how we fared up against the NBA draft.
And we'll do a recap on for Tuesday's show.
And find out where Luka Doncic goes.
Right.
Where Luka is big. Luka and Mo Bamba.
And we're gonna watch this over the next few years to see if I'm right about this guy, and if I'm right about Michael Porter Jr. That big risk.
And your favorite player in the draft.
Yes, Collins.
Oh my gosh, that cracks me up.
Collins. I just like to get it down. Once he gets stronger, wait till he gets stronger.
Okay.
He's gonna be nice.
Alrighty. Got it. All
All right.
right, Alabama. Roll Tide.
All right, next up.
Keeping house.
Keeping house.
As a man, I'm gonna ask you as a 45-year-old male in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a very attractive woman and had a decent head on my shoulders and but I couldn't cook, and I wouldn't try to cook, and I can't clean, and I don't wash the clothes. Is that a knock on me? Does that make me not girlfriend or wife material?
Does that make you non-girlfriend wife material?
Yeah, long term. Yeah, girlfriend. Like,
Yes.
Yes.
I understand the question. And the answer is emphatically no.
Emphatically, no, I'm
Yes.
not girlfriend.
You are not
Okay.
even remotely. You're not even a radar of being a girlfriend, wifey material if you can't cook and clean.
Okay. Because there are a ton of women, probably in our age, who don't cook or don't know how to cook, or maybe just a little before us. You know, they don't know how to cook, don't want to cook. The man in the house cleans. Like, I have an aunt that's younger than me, a few years younger than me, and her husband cooked, he cleaned up, and he folded clothes, he ironed the clothes.
How old is this couple?
She may be 38 now. They're about the same.
38?
Yeah, he's a little bit older than her, so
Early
let's
40s?
say 38 and 42. Yeah.
So early 40s, late 30s.
No, older. She's in her 40s now. But when they were married, because I'm not too sure what they're doing right now. But
Yeah, they're probably on the verge of separation and divorce because she can't cook and clean. How about
yeah,
that?
But he did. He did everything. He cooked. He cleaned up.
And he's sick
worked.
of it. And he's sick of it.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So where you're going is there's a trend for housewives again? Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
In all age groups, not millennials or Generation Xers or, retirees.
Yeah, all of those, whether or not the trend to, because there was this whole big feminist movement of, I don't have to cook and clean, he should be able to do for himself. So I want to know if now more men are starting to say, you know what, you need to get your butt back in the kitchen and fix me something to eat.
More men are saying that.
Yes. Okay.
Like, I read a few things where, and it tends to be around millennial thinking, those guys born 1980 to 2000, and it's the younger millennials, the 25-year-old millennials that think this, versus an older millennial, like, ironically, the feminist and Ivanka Trump, who is the self-appointed White House chief of advancing working women's agenda.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
So, yeah, as far as relationships and topics like this, I pride myself on knowing like this. She is, advancing working women's initiative. Mm-hmm. So when you hear that, and she was born in 1981.
Right.
So she's a millennial, and if this is the case that millennials are trending more towards traditional gender roles, then she gets her work cut out for her. Feminists, and the only reason I like this because it kills off the feminists. Feminists are a detriment to the society.
I have to agree with you.
Especially black feminists. Especially black feminists. They go so hard and over the top that they can't promote themselves. They gotta emasculate and degenerate and blast black men in the process. Mm-hmm. See, that's why I can't. Anybody that talks bad about other people to uplift themselves, whether it's a group of people or culture or an individual, I have zero respect for. I will tune them out in a hurry.
Cut them off.
Yeah, cut them off. Cut them off. You have no voice. Mm-hmm. It's like, I gotta talk bad about you to make myself look good. And I really hope people can critically think and see through that. And that's what black feminists are. It's like, men don't do this, and black men are this, and no, stop talking about black men. Uplift your own. Talk about how great you are.
Well, she doesn't cook, and she doesn't fold clothes, and she doesn't clean up, so that's why her narrative is black men ain't shit, and they running off to white women, and subservient women, and weak women to do anything, and blah, 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 and all this other nonsense that they
I hate
about.
it.
So,
I hate it.
The trend, that's the trend now, to not know how to cook.
Now, as far as that whole women stay home and gender roles and being the housewife and men are the breadwinners, I just see that sounds great in the beginning. Mm-hmm. That sounds great for a year or two. In the long run, I just believe that it causes tension. Because at some point, and using terms like some point is so narrow. When I say some point, I'm talking about the course of years.
Right.
arguments will happen where the narrative is men, they do everything. They bring home the bacon, and so they control it. Where the woman now is, what's the problem? Why can't I buy a 2018 Jaguar coupe? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like, and the man says, you don't bring shit to the household, and that's a $100,000 car.
Well, I'm not. I still think the woman should be able to do her own thing, whether it's work on her own business or whatever the case may be.
Right, and cook and clean.
And cooking, I agree. And cooking clean, I do agree. I don't think that I should say, you know what, I go to work too, I'm tired. Now, there will be days that I will be tired, and there will be days that I will order something, but I myself,
as a woman, and a mom, yep,
want to be able to eat a home-cooked meal myself.
Right. And prepared.
And prepared, yes.
You know how I feel. We talk about this on a bigger scale. Like, we have the blended eight, a mother, father. We believe that everybody has their roles, where the woman is the nurturer and the loving parent. They show the emotional support of the family. They keep the emotional and the nurturing. And to relate it back to this, where we say cooking and cleaning. Cooking and cleaning is part of nurturing. So that's what the mom's role is in the household. The father's role is the protector, the provider, to provide discipline and structure. So every household, in my opinion, needs the discipline and structure, nurturing and loving. And both parents provide that together. Okay. So when we're talking about, but both of them do the same thing. So for a woman to work and then come home and do the nurturing and loving, which includes cooking and cleaning, and the man goes out and works and makes the bulk of the money to come home to protect and provide the nurturing and provide the discipline and structure, everything works harmoniously.
Right.
Where you want to have a feminist or a millennial come in and say, we want to go more traditional roles. And even the millennial men are agreeing with this. We want to go back to more traditional roles. I think in the long run, you'll have problems.
I think so too.
And that's why you look at who is pushing this agenda, and the millennials, and there's the website. What's the website you showed me? The Millennial Housewife?
Yeah, I think it was in the Boston Globe or something.
That's a huge thing. That's a big term now. Mm-hmm. But you look at their ages, they're in their early 30s. Yeah. So born after 81,
well,
I get it.
Because they missed it. They were raised by a single mother, and they missed their father figure. Most of those people, when they have kids, the first thing they say is, I want to be able to give my children something I didn't have. A two-parent household where a mother does what she does, a father does what he does, and I want them to be able to see that and continue the family structure going forward. And you can't do that when you have the feminist saying, go out here, you can do exactly what the man does. You don't have to cook for a man. You don't have to clean for a man. You'll be your own woman and all this other stuff. So.
But you look at the reasons why this is though. Why? Because you just mentioned something about single parents. I think that's the number one thing that these millennials, why they want to have that traditional role. Because if you see your parents divorced, mm-hmm. and the reasons why they're divorced, then you're like, well, I don't want to go through that. So maybe I should just stay home and you would make the money. And the initial thing, what's the word I'm looking for? The initial hype about that, excitement about that, is that it boosts the man's ego. It's like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Okay.
Yeah, so I see where, I understand it, actually. I understand where this narrative is coming from. Second, beyond not wanting a divorce and seeing why their parents divorced, is the online dating thing. They're like, hey, I'm just going to stick with you. I'm going to stay home. I don't want to be out there, blah, blah, blah. Even watching what their parents did, mm-hmm. and the struggles that their parents had, beyond divorce, do you want to live, equally, and I'm not even saying this right,
the way you,
how their liberal parents lived, you kind of want to do the opposite. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to mention the cost of child care, where a lot of people are like, shoot, it's $400 a week to stay home. I'm making $16 a month on my job.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, so, I thought about quitting my job plenty of times doing those $2,000 a month daycare spells. So
Yeah, what happens when the kids go to public schools then? You don't have that expense anymore. Now you're just sitting home.
they're sitting home wanting to know what's taking you so long, honey. Why won't you come home and talk to me?
I just think, I just say in the long run, it creates more tension than it would. To me, it's a very volatile relationship. It starts off great, everybody's excited about it, and then it hits the valley, and it's tough to get out that valley in that relationship, because when it hits down where the woman now feels alone because she's at home all day with a kid, or when the kid grows up she's at home alone, period. She feels some sort of way. She's like she's not getting fulfilled because the man is always working, and a man in that relationship, he doesn't start out working hard and then tail off. He just works hard and continues to work hard. So at some point, and you can, I don't want to put the timetable on it, but for the sake of argument, let's say 2, 3, 7 years down the road, the kids are now in public schools or private schools, and you no longer have that daycare expense like you once did, and the man has continued to climb in his workload. You know, that's bound to be a problem.
Yeah, that's when he usually cheats.
That's when she usually cheats.
That's when he usually cheats, because he starts to see women that's actually doing something and with themselves, and he's like, oh, she's a go-getter and she's this, and she's so intriguing to him. He usually cheats with that woman. But that woman is also leave your wife for me type. And he has an issue. He can't do that.
Yeah.
So be careful.
You agree or disagree with being a housewife?
I don't think she needs to be a housewife,
No,
sit at home all day.
I'm asking you, your personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree that I should stick to traditional roles. Yes, I do. Other than the fact that I do need to get up and go somewhere and do something with myself from 8 to 5.
I'm confused.
Like, I think that on most nights, majority of the nights, yes, I should cook a meal. Yes, I should wash the
Let me
clothes.
just ask a simple question. There's a housewife who her job is the children, the house, and the husband. That's it.
Yeah,
Or there's the I don't want to call her feminist, but the woman who can have a business, have a job, and still maintain the household.
The millennial.
Which one are you?
The millennial housewife.
No, that's not the millennial
The
housewife.
latter.
The millennial housewife says, I'm going to go back to traditional gender roles where I'm going to stay home and cook and clean and take care of the kids.
Yeah.
That's where the millennial movement is going.
Yeah, well, I want to be able to do all that and still be able to make my own money.
Okay, so you're not with the millennial movement here.
No, but I am with the keep house, traditional keep house kind of thing without sitting at home all day. Yes.
Okay, I'm still confused.
Well, be confused. Well, what do I do now?
You work, you come home, you can cook and clean, but you have a day job. You have a 9 to 5. You have a career.
Right. Okay, that's me.
That's what you want.
Yes, that's
Not what you are. That's what you want
That's
to
what
be.
I want. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Then you're not the housewife type.
No.
Right? Because I think it sounds like when you hear housewife that you don't cook and clean at all. I mean that's all you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant. That's all you do. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. There's a woman who goes out there and takes care of her business financially, has her own business, has her own career, and then comes home and fuck the shit out of her husband, take care of the kids, and cook a good damn meal. That's one woman.
Okay.
That's one woman.
That woman. That's the woman I want to be. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's the other woman that her whole focus is taking care of the household and the children. You can still equally fuck her man just as good, if not better. But she doesn't have to report to a career that's 9 to 5.
Right.
That's not you.
Right.
Okay, that took a while to get there, guys.
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page. Which one are you guys? That's what I want to know. Which one are you guys?
Which one do you prefer? Is what we want to know.
No, I'm a women's empowerment guy. I'm an individual go-getter for everybody. I'm all about equal opportunity. Therefore, women should have their careers, their businesses, just like men have careers and businesses, where the men still can even cook and clean. Not to the rate of the woman's role in that, but the man has an equally important role in other things within the house. That's why I said the nurturing and loving
the woman's side. Structure and discipline is the man's side. Together they both work and bring home money. To me, that's the optimal relationship. And that's all I have.
And that's all we have today. The only thing we have left is Mori Shaw's joke of the day.
Oh, yeah. Joke of the day.
Joke of the day.
All right. Joke of the day. Joke of the day. Joke of the day. All right. Husband and wife. The husband forgot his wedding anniversary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his wife was like super mad, pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
She told him, tomorrow morning, I expect to find a gift in the driveway that goes from 0 to 200 in 6 seconds. And it better be there! She was furious.
Okay.
So the next morning, he got up early, left for work, when his wife woke up, she looked out the window, and sure enough, there was a box gift wrap, beautifully, sitting in the driveway. So she was a bit confused, like, why is that box right there in the driveway? That box doesn't look big enough for a car. Hey. She goes out there, gets the box, goes back, unwraps it, opens it. It's a brand new bathroom scale. She did say she wanted something to go from 0 to 200 in 6 seconds.
So is he trying to say she's 200 pounds? Poor Bob. Where's Bob now?
Bob is missing. We're out of here.